Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give it a shot today, all plugged in. I now have a cable connecting me to my router, so I don't have to sit on top of it, as uncomfortable as that was. Okay, so today's Wednesday, and what have we got going on? What we have going on is um, midweek services, so you need to be there. At St. John's, we're doing the Psalms of Ascent, and we will continue with assorted Psalms of Ascent through the rest of the midweeks. Tonight, I believe it's sub sandwiches, and y'all know what you're supposed to bring, and y'all know who's involved with cleanup. So I don't have to say anything. Isn't that awesome? Um, what else have we got going? I'm not sure. Huh. Oh, well, okay. So, okay. I look very red, but I'm not flushed. So, I guess it's okay. All right. We are on and we are going strong here. I hope. I cannot believe that that's what it took. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. Okay, Wednesday the 19th, Job 40, verses 3 and 4. Okay, yeah, we're good. Job answered the Lord, "See, I am small of account, and what shall I answer you? I lay my hand on my mouth." When we realize how much bigger and stronger and more supreme God is to us, that's pretty much our reaction. Okay. Um, I'm sorry I've been a smart aleck. I'm sorry I've tried to do this on my own. I'm sorry I've been a complete and utter idiot. That's a good confession. It's okay to start with that. You know, Vern? So when God goes, "What are you doing?" Don't come up with an excuse. He's like your mom. He already knows. All right. That's why my kids couldn't get anything past me. I had snitches all over the place. And they were like, "How do you know?" And youth group pastor, huh, there's nothing you guys can pull that I haven't already dealt with or done. And I did it better because I didn't get caught. Of course, I still had to confess it to God, because God knew what I was doing, right? All right. 1 Corinthians 13:12. Now I know only in part, then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. Okay, God knows us through and through, but we don't know what we don't know. And in some cases, we do know what we don't know, and it frustrates us because we want to know. God created us curious. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But what is wrong is acting like we know something when we don't. That's why I find know it alls incredibly aggravating. Incredibly aggravating. I mean, really. Of course, growing up in a whole family of know it alls and being the youngest, somebody had to be the Indian, because I grew up in a whole tribe of chiefs. Let me tell you, they all knew better, and they all knew everything. And looking back on it, I'm thinking, my family tree is so full of insecurity, it could be a cash crop. And I'm like, I guess I'm like I don't care, because having been an Indian for so long, of course, I learned how to fact check pretty early on. Okay, that was yesterday. All right. So, Mr. Tebow occasionally has a he's got a couple interesting features in this devotional. Like today, it's called a guest devotional by Elise Lato. And then tomorrow is going to be a prayer day. Isn't that cool? I like that. All righty. Fear not. I have always struggled with fear. When I was little, I was afraid of the dark. When I got a little older, my fear of the dark morphed into fears of conflict, decisions about my future. Am I doing the right thing? And am I even a good person? In fear of becoming a mother or not being a good mother. In many ways, fear has been embedded into many aspects of my life. There are times that fear has been healthy and times where it held me back. During our hardest time, our eldest daughter, Alexis, chose Isaiah 41:10 to be her inspiration and guide to comfort her through her journey. When we had been told Alexis was terminally ill, my other fears seemed so little compared to this one of losing my child. Now I look back and see that fear wasn't always a bad thing. It has challenged me, sometimes making me stop everything to think about and face it. And my fear did something more. It pushed me to really depend on God for answers, for strength, and sometimes even for comfort. More and more, I find my conversation with God includes questioning my fears, asking for guidance, and laying those fears down before Him. And the verse is Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Okay, so having grown up in a home where one of the control factors was to make me as afraid as I could be of just about everything so that I could be manipulated and controlled. Well, that's how it felt, you know. And looking back on it, it's like you really didn't do anything to assuage my fears, okay? At the very least. And in other times, in order to remain in control, I was pretty much taught to be terrified of about everything. Now, interestingly enough, one of the things that I really, really needed to be afraid of were people, because people are scary. Okay. They're just they can be hurtful, nasty. They can be hateful. So anyway, that's the reality we live in. Of course, a lot of people are out there trying to scare the bejesus out of us so that we will be controlled. All right, it's all about control. If you can be made afraid, you won't do anything. You'll just stand there, all right, or you'll run away. Either way, the other person or group has won. And that's no way to live, people. God's with us. We have Nothing to be afraid of. Okay? Well, we have a few things to be afraid of. Snakes. Snakes come to mind. I'm afraid of snakes. All right. But there's a lot of other things that come to mind, all right? That we just don't need to be afraid of them. All right, but don't be stupid. If it's a healthy fear, it's probably legit. But, in some cases, it's like there's nothing that's really going to hurt or harm me here. What am I worried about? Anyway, so here we go. Let's pray. Jesus, I live this day for you. Please guide, protect, and help me to love others as you love me. Probably the most dangerous thing to do in the whole wide world. And in some cases, loving others is pretty darn scary because you're vulnerable. Have a good day, everybody. Go to church.